Hello and welcome to the Connection Couch.
Today we're talking about LinkedIn events.
Oh, yes we are. Check it out. Thanks for joining us. My name is Reg.
And I'm Jo Saunders.
That's correct.
That's very formal, wasn't it?
It was, so I should say, it was, past tense. We are the Connection Couch, and we're all about helping you build your business through LinkedIn, through content, through video, through connection. So that's what you're about. I suggest that you hit the subscribe and maybe smash the like button as well in this video. Great idea.
But not too hard.
Not too hard. Don't want to break anything. Goodness no. Jo, I've noticed on my company page on the old LinkedIn platform that there's an events thing happening now. Is that relatively new? What's going on there?
It is. It sure is. And we're going to. If you hang around to the end of this video, we're going to tell you a bit of a hack for that. A bit of a game changer for company pages. Who knew? Related to events. So hang around for that one. But yes, events are new. Now, I was part of the beta testing group. But you didn't know that, did you? Events were rolled out to LinkedIn early last year, very quietly. So only a few of us had access to it. I think there were like 250 around the world in this group. Wow. So we were testing it, and of course, it was a little bit underwhelming initially, because
stories.
Well, yeah, well, like a lot of things. But LinkedIn launch things safely often, and they do it after the other platforms. So because we use the events feature on Facebook, which just works quite well. It's lacking the functionality of Facebook, but we have to not compare it. And it's certainly adding functionality as we go. So initially you could sort of set up an event on your profile, but now you can do it as your company, which makes a bit more sense because companies often put on events, not individuals, particularly if you work for a large organisation. So you set up your event on LinkedIn, and you can do it on the mobile app or the desktop, doesn't matter which. So you'll find it on the home page down the left-hand side, down the bottom. You'll see there's groups, there's hashtags and interests and events. So you go there and create your event. Then there's other places to create events as well, but that's sort of the main area. So you create your event, which you'd want to have somewhere else first. So particularly if you're selling tickets, because when people say they're coming to an event on social media, and I'm talking generally here, more from experience using Facebook events, people say they're interested or they're coming. It doesn't mean they're actually coming.
Correct.
It just means they're going to consider. Saying they're coming means they're interested.
They're open to the idea.
And saying interested is kind of, I might give it a passing glance if nothing better comes up. So same with LinkedIn. People say they're coming doesn't mean they're actually coming. So you're better off getting people to sort of take the transaction elsewhere, even if it's a free event, because when people commit, they're more likely to come along. So you want to work out which platform you're going to use. So you've got obviously Eventbrite, which is the most common. I use one called Humanitics, which is Australian, and all the proceeds go to a local cause, which I really love. So you choose your particular platform, and there are many, many others. They're just two I'm just mentioning, and you put the link into the link on LinkedIn. Link into link. Linkity link. I feel like I've got blankety blank there in my head. Blankety blank, blankety blank, linkety link.
You having a stroke, Jo? Are you okay? Having a breakdown.
We need a theme tune for that. Okay, linkety link. You get what I'm saying anyway. So you'll create your event somewhere else. You've already crafted the copy. You've got the booking link. So when you come to set it up on LinkedIn, you want to just pretty much bring that copy over, bring the link over, set it up, put your branding there. So you want to have an image at the top and a thumbnail. Now, if it's your company page, you might just use your company logo. So if you're putting on an event as Online Videos Perth, you could choose that logo, unless you've got a logo for the event itself. Now, one of the limitations of events is only one person can host an event. There's no co-hosting yet. Yeah,
that would come though, you'd think.
I'm hoping it will come, because if we're collaborating, we both want to have admin access to the event. But right now, it's one person or one company. Now, if your company has multiple people, so say we were doing an event as LinkedIn Local Perth, we are both admins of the page, so we've both got access to admin rights for the event.
Right.
So there is that. But if you're co-hosting as in two different companies, like I was running an event with a colleague in Adelaide, there's no way to kind of co-host unless we created a company page together, which we wouldn't do for one singular event. So that's one limitation, so keep that in mind. So you want to set it up, optimize it for the right keywords, because it is searchable by LinkedIn search engine. So making sure you're using the words of...
So in Google, it's indexed in Google?
Well, it would be indexed by Google as well, but I haven't actually seen any events show up in Google search yet.
Right.
But then not a huge amount of people using them.
Yep.
But more important for LinkedIn database, so you want to be using the right words there. Yeah. So you've set the event up. So we've set an event for our content bootcamp, for instance.
Yep. Good thinking.
Now, that's a collaborative event with 3 businesses, so one of us would have to set up the event.
Yep.
And once you've set it up, then you need to invite people. Because, yeah, it can be found, but unless you've got people coming...
So that comes into my notifications as an invite?
Yeah, so and you can invite your connections. So I can't invite people I'm not connected to. I can't invite people I'm following. It's only connections.
Right.
So I can go through and I can invite all my connections. You can't do it in one hit because there's the limit. I think it's a couple hundred a day you can invite. But you wouldn't do that. You want to be strategic about who you're inviting. Who is this event for? Is it a physical event? Is it an online event? Is it for a particular industry? Because if I invite you to my event about how to knit blankets, because I knit, you're probably not interested in that, are you? Or do you knit?
No, I don't knit, but I do like a warm blanket.
Yeah, and you might want to learn to knit.
I might.
Yeah, so think about your audience. Think about, do they actually want to learn or connect with the thing that the purpose of the event? So, and invite people that are more likely to respond as well. Because if it's someone you don't know very well, it might be perceived as spam.
I've received invitations from people I don't know.
And you might be thinking, you've never interacted with me at all, and now you're inviting me to an event.
Yeah.
It's jumping into bed too quickly for some people. So
Yeah, way too quickly.
Way too quickly.
Yeah, buy me a drink first at least.
Yes. So that's one way to promote your event. The other way is to share a post about the event in your own home feed. So you would do that, and this is where you then, I guess, be seen by people you don't know well enough to invite, or you don't feel like you should invite. They might just come across it in their home feed because you're connected. So don't just hit share post though and go with the default text. Actually say something about the event. Tell people why they should come. Give them a bit of a, what are the 3 things you're covering? Give them a bit of a sneak peek.
Yep.
Some sort of buy-in, what food you're going to be serving, if that's
who's the
your
speaker,
driver.
what's the content?
Yeah,
what's
sort of
the
stuff.
takeaway? Ooh, takeaway.
Takeaway and food.
Don't talk about lunch, Joe. Let's just keep going.
And then the third thing you can do is actually post content into the event itself, but keep in mind only the people who are saying they're going to the event are going to see that.
So then there's a feed, like a news feed within the event page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Facebook. Facebook has exactly the same thing, but you don't want to have a whole content strategy there if you haven't got the audience yet. So So I mentioned before that you can share an event as a company or an individual. Now, a new feature to events is the ability to host an event that is actually a LinkedIn Live. So LinkedIn Live is a newer feature. Well, new, it's been around for about 18 months now.
Yeah.
But it's invite only. But once you've got access to live, you can run an event and put your live link, and then your audience who said they're coming can watch your live stream. So that's one way of doing it. But you might be creating an event that's a physical event or a virtual event rather than a live, particularly if you haven't got access. So work out the biggest one is working out who the host is.
What do you mean?
Well, is it you personally? Is the event Reg Sorrell's event, or is it Online Videos Perth event?
Oh, gotcha.
And because in terms of the invitation process, you're an admin of your page. So whether it's your event personally or company-wise, you can still invite the same people. But the bonus of adding it to a company page, which is a newer feature, is that it now shows up on the company page. Now, when they first changed this, you set up as a company event, but no one could actually see it unless you've been invited. So it was almost like it was behind a black curtain.
It's like a secret. Ooh.
Yeah, secret event. But now you mentioned at the onset of this video that you can see it on the page. So there is now an events tab on your LinkedIn page. Now, if you're an admin of your page, you're not going to see it. So you have to go to Viewers Member to see what it looks like to the everyday person who's viewing your page. When you're in admin view, on the right-hand side down the bottom, you'll see all your upcoming events there. So, because you're going to go in and you can edit them after you've posted them. But if you want to see what people are seeing, go to Viewers Member, have a look. So they'll go to the Events tab and they can see all your events. Now, here's the game changer. The Events tab has its own URL.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Yes, so now you've got a destination that you can promote. So if you're promoting through Twitter, you've got a content strategy through Facebook, maybe you've got YouTube videos. Part of your description to send traffic could be to send them to your events tab of your LinkedIn page. So the events tab will be linkedin.com/company or whatever your company name is, and then /events. I think that's right. But check yours. If you click on your own events tab, you will see the link. So you grab that link and promote it and tell people to go there, because it's going to show all your past events and all your upcoming events. So it becomes a destination for people to see what's coming up. So if someone says, Reg, when's your next workshop? Rather than you going, oh, well, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, just go, if they're LinkedIn users, tell them to go to your events tab and find them all.
Yeah. That's really helpful, actually. That's something I'm going to be using from now on.
Yeah.
Because as being an ASBAT advisor, we have quite a few workshops and stuff going on. So it's, rather than also on my website, but having a destination outside of that as well is pretty handy. Yeah,
so if you run workshops for other people, now you mentioned ASBAT. For those who don't know what ASBAT is, it's a government-funded program here in Western Australia. And we are co-hosting events essentially with them. So they set it up and we are the speaker for the event that we've created. But on the LinkedIn events feature, we would set it up as our own event.
Yep.
So if they wanted to set it up, they could set it up as well. So you'd have 2 events that you can invite people to. So if you are co-hosting, you could each set up the event. And because sometimes you've got your own network.
Yeah.
Like if I was co-hosting an event, so with Carol Lambert, who's a psychologist and social media specialist in Adelaide, we were running an event together and then COVID hit. Oh, and we just, because we're doing it in person and it wasn't going to work. But what we could do is both set up the event and then invite our own personal networks. Or one sets up the event as the host and then you invite people to that other event. So, so it's a nice way of bringing events back. Now, just a bit of a pop quiz fact.
Okay.
Pop fact. LinkedIn used to have the events feature years and years ago, and I love that because I come from events, so that was the feature I really used, and they axed it. So I'm really excited they've brought it back.
Okay then, so on that, is there anything that used to be in the events tab or whatever it was before that's not now? Is there the same functionality or better functionality?
It's just better now. It's a lot more modern. I mean, when it was released, it was very strict back because it was only in individuals. But back then, company pages weren't a thing anyway. So you weren't.
It's not a thing now.
Well, they were a good thing. And we're going to watch videos about company pages, and you'll see why they are valuable. But it just means you can do more than just share content. And it's a place to promote your stuff rather than relying on the home feed. But you do want to let people know in the home feed that you've got an event coming up. But you want to do it not in a buy my stuff kind of way. No. You want to do it in a add value. Here's 3 things. 3 points. And by the way, I've got an event where I'm going to unpack those things. That's how you do it in the home feed.
Yeah. Awesome.
And using video.
And using video, of course.
Of course.
Awesome. All right. Well, we've covered quite a bit there.
Yeah.
So the events tab then is actually a step up. Overall step up.
Absolutely, I'm really impressed. So company pages are getting
better.
Some functionality.
Yeah. All right, so let us know in the comments whether you have used the events page or tab on the LinkedIn profile, on the LinkedIn platform, I should say.
Platform, page, profile.
And what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Will you continue to use it? Is it something you'll use once and forget all about? What's the story? Let me know. All right. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for next week. We'll have more content. What do you reckon, Joe?
Yeah, I think we'll have some more content.
Yeah, good idea. All right.
We like content.
Thank you. Stay tuned. See you next week.